There were nights I sat in silence, with my head bowed low in prayer, trying hard to keep believing you were somewhere near. Because the weight upon my shoulders had become too much to hold, and disappointment slowly whispered that my heart was growing cold. But even in the middle of the darkness, I still heard your voice somehow, calling through the fear and sorrow. You are not abandoned now. So I stayed there on my knees, though my strength was almost gone, because weary men still survive by holding on to God. Holding on to God. Oh. I know what it means to carry burdens nobody else can see, to smile through conversations while secretly struggling to breathe. And I know what it means to question if healing will ever come, when prayers seem trapped in silence and the waiting feels too long. But your mercy kept pursuing me, even when I lost my way, like a father walking slowly beside a wounded man in pain. And every tear I hid in secret was still known by heaven above, 'cause broken men are never hidden from perfect love. I still hear your voice calling through the storm, telling me to keep standing even when I feel worn. I still hear your voice through every fear inside, and somehow your mercy still keeps me alive. There were moments I felt ashamed for feeling weak again, ashamed I kept returning to battles I thought should end. But grace never spoke with anger, grace never turned away. Instead it met me in the ruins and taught my soul to stay. 'Cause healing is not always instant, sometimes it arrives slowly, like dawn touching the mountains after the longest night. And maybe heaven still works deeply inside exhausted hearts, long before visible healing starts. Sometimes the pressure feels endless, like life keeps demanding more, while my soul quietly begs for rest behind closed doors. And fear paints endless pictures of failure, loss and pain, trying to bury hope completely under heavy chains. But your voice cuts through the darkness, stronger than anxiety, reminding me no battle can separate me from peace. And if all I can do tonight is whisper one small prayer, then let that trembling whisper still reach heaven there. I pray for every weary father, every hurting son tonight, every man silently fighting just to survive life, those carrying silent depression, financial pressure and hidden grief, trying to stay strong for everybody while slowly does not mean defeat, and tears hidden in darkness still fall before your feet. Because heaven is not searching for perfect, fearless men, only surrendered hearts, willing to trust again. To convince me I was alone, wanted fear to grow louder than the truth I've always known. But every battle that tried to break me only pushed me towards your throne. Because pain has a way of teaching what truly holds the soul. And now I know your presence deeper than comfort ever could, because you stayed beside me faithfully when life no longer felt good. And if I survive those dark nights, then surely I'll survive this too, because mercy has carried me all the way through. I still remember praying at 3 a.m. with tears running down my face, too exhausted to form sentences, but desperate for your grace. And somehow in the middle of all the sorrow and fear, peace settled slowly in the room, like heaven itself was here. Not every prayer was answered instantly, not every wound disappeared, but something holy kept me breathing through every hopeless year. 'Cause sometimes survival itself becomes a testimony that God still walks beside the weak and lonely. So I surrender all my questions,